If you're tired of having days where you feel so unproductive, and if you're always ending your day with the feeling of, I wish I had done more today, then you want to stick around to the end of this video, because in this one, I'll be sharing with you 10 practical time management tips. So if you're excited about learning this, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's dive right in. Time is our most valuable asset. We all have the same amount of it, but without argument, some people get more done in their day than others. Some people are able to get more work done. Some people are able to do so much more in the same amount of time that others don't really take advantage of as such. So this is what we call time management skill. It's a skill because most people are good at it, while some just really don't have an idea of how it works. So the first step or the first tip to be able to manage your time well and be as productive and efficient as you want to is to make sure that your actions and your goals align. This is an exercise that you can actually do now. Write out a list of all your goals and things you want to really achieve this month, this week, and write out the list of all the things you've been doing the previous day, the previous week, and measure it and see whether they align. Are your actions matching up to what goals you want to achieve? This is a question you have to ask in order for you to know what things are taking time from you, what tasks are irrelevant and should be substituted for others. Now that you've done that, the next step is to prioritize your tasks. You know what tasks are important now, you know which ones you are supposed to be focusing on. Make sure that each day, those tasks are the first ones you go to, the first ones you try to do, no matter how bulky they may seem. They may be as bulky as probably writing a blog article or maybe reading your books or reading an amount of time. They may seem like very, very bulky tasks, but it is wise that you do them, because productivity is really not about doing so much. It's about doing the right things. Now the next step is to make adjustments to your schedule. One excuse we often tell ourselves is that I do not have enough time. The only thing is that there are some activities, like we've identified in the first step, that really drain time and take more time from us and are not adding up and not as relevant as the other tasks. You want to make sure you cut down on them. They may be using your phone, you may be watching TV, playing video games, whatever they are, you want to cut down on them. This also includes waking up earlier. The next step is to set clear deadlines. This is a system of self-accountability that is going to help you be more efficient, get more work done, and essentially put you on your toes. If you find that you tend to procrastinate a lot, make sure to mark your deadlines on your calendar so you don't forget them. The next tip is to plan your essentials ahead. I call them essentials because these are things that are important, they are relevant, and more often than not, we don't notice that they take more time from us trying to do it at the last minute. You can make daily themed foods. Say Monday is going to be for a particular set of food, Tuesday for a particular set, and so on. And you can plan your clothing, what you're going to wear 1 week ahead to help you save time. Instead of waking up in the morning and standing in front of your wardrobe for hours and hours trying to decide what to wear. The next tip for time management is to block out distractions, especially when you're trying to get work done or you're trying to be productive or focus on a particular important task. You can do this by turning off your phone, putting it on airplane mode, whatever thing you tend or you think can be a distraction to you. Find ways to block it out. It may even be irrelevant conversation with family members or friends or roommates, whatever it is. Find a way to block out these distractions. The next step is to schedule your day ahead. This is really important because it's going to help you have the consciousness of what you need to accomplish and what you need to achieve and do the next day. If you can take out a few minutes every night to write out the tasks and activities that you want or that you have planned for the next day, learn to say no to taking on extra responsibilities, especially when you have priority tasks that are left undone. When you have tasks that are really important to you that you're yet to accomplish and you still have lots of things to do, saying no is not wrong when said at the right time. Next tip is to always batch similar tasks together. And by this I mean doing work related stuff together. If you have emails to reply to all of them at once instead of replying to one and saying you come back later for it. If you have chores to do, get all that done at the same time instead of doing it one at a time. The next tip is to be realistic when scheduling. You don't want to set too much time for a task, because there's a law called Parkinson's law that states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. Meaning that if you set 4 hours for a task you would normally finish in 1 hour, you will take up that 4 hours completing that same task. And you don't want to also set too little time, because sometimes this is also something we are guilty of. We set too little time for a task because we want to save time, we want to do it faster, get more work done, and move on to the next thing. And if we're not able to finish that task in that little time, you end up feeling worn out, tired, stressed out. So make sure that you're finding a sweet spot, the time that is very okay for that task or that activity. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, I want you to give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified when I post videos like this. And drop a comment for me letting me know one way you manage your time that is really effective and efficient, so we can learn all about it. See you in my next one. Bye, loves.